Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. I like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well in this truth and have been teaching us this truth, have been teaching me this truth. Blessing and salutations to the hopeful elect, which is the Akim and the Akwath that's listening in. And Lord willing, Yahweh Ratazad, that this lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And today's lesson is going to be the famine of the word. And like I just read, it's going to be a time, which is very, very soon, literally right around the corner, that there will be a famine in the land, and it's not going to be of thirst and hunger. It's going to be of this word, all right? You finding this truth, okay? And this truth right now is being put out through the unicorn, which is the internet, all right? The unicorn that the Bible speaks of is the internet. And, you know, us brothers out there in them highways and byways trying to feed the sheep, you understand? Which those people that are out there on the highways and byways, these true men of the Lord, the prophets, okay? Those are the true heroes out there, all right? Those are the true heroes out there preaching his word, risking their lives every single day, okay? Putting our lives on the line for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay? We're preparing ourselves to make our bodies a living sacrifice. Okay? So, like I said, there will be a time when this word is not going to be out anymore. Okay? They're trying to knock off, Bibles right now. They're trying to not sell them as much in stores. I remember reading an article not too long ago. They wanted to knock off Bibles from the stores. They're knocking brothers' pages down on the internet, YouTube, okay? Because this truth is going out so hard and is exposing so much truth that these devils can't handle it. So there's going to be a time when they come and they basically knock us off, all right? The internet will be thrown off. It will be, Salaka, it will be turned off, okay? You're not going to hear of the prophets anymore. You're not going to be able to download no videos, okay? You're not going to find us in them street corners anymore. Because once Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai closes the door, that's it. You've had more than enough time to be out there getting this word in. You understand? It's almost been, next month will be a whole year since we've been in this whole, since 2020, since we hit, rock bottom basically in America. Quarantine started in February, March. And we've had this whole time until now to take in this word. And we've been warning you day after day, night after night, week after week, that the door is going to close soon. And nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to hearken. All you guys do is scoff, mock, call us conspiracy theories, call us crazy, but like it tells you in 2nd Ezra 6:28, as for faith it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared. All right? And this is all going to come to the light right before your eyes. And then you're going to, Ezekiel 33 and 33. Then you're going to realize that there was a prophet among you. Okay? When all these things come to pass. But, time is running out. The clock is ticking. And everything's really, really about to shut down any day. Okay? So I want to bring out 2 videos real quick before I start getting into these precepts. And Lord willing, they're edifying. Matter of fact, before I do that, let me bring out a picture that I had saved. I wanted to bring this one out. It's telling you right here, Susan, I don't even know how to say her last name. Wajikiki, whatever her name is, now considering banning black identity extremists along with other anti-Semitic groups after Trump incited violence at Capitol Hill. And it's funny because me and the Ak, when we go teach, right, we constantly get police called on us, all right? Like, we teach literally in the heart of these Amalekites. Like, there's nothing but Amalekites surrounded around us 24/7. And they're always reporting us, calling the police. And the other day, one of the police officers came up to us and said, we got a report that you were yelling at somebody and you were saying anti-Semitic slurs. And we looking at these people like, first of all, we don't even conversate with these people, unless they come and ask questions or anything like that. But we ain't got nothing to say. We just preaching the Bible. We're preaching this truth. We're lifting up our voices loud like a trumpet. We spare none. You understand? We just talk that truth. And by them hearing the truth, they get offended, because it tells you in the scriptures that this word is dreadful to the heathen, okay? And it's the truth. These Edomites, all right, these Amalekites, they get offended when they hear this word. Why? Because, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, all right? And they just can't seem to, understand that. So they think that we're being hateful toward them, we're being racist and all that. And it's like, no, that's what the script does say it the Lord. That's what the scriptures say. All right. But because they've been brainwashed in so many religions and so many, been whitewashed with what the Edomites have fed them. All right. These top banking families. All right. They really believe that we're not speaking truth. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we are speaking truth. And, this is going to be a way that they're going to call us criminals and demonize us. You understand? Things like that. And it's happening. It ain't just happening in my area. It's happening all over. All right? Constant situations are happening with, trying to get us off the streets and, saying that we anti-Semitic, when we're Semitic ourselves, it makes no sense, but, that's what's going on. And that's why famine of the word is right around the corner. So, let me go into these 2 videos real quick. One's a 6-minute video, another one's an 8-minute video. And those are my only 2 videos, and then I'll just go into my scriptures. But Lord willing, it's edifying.
This was the internet in 1995.
There's not a lot of cursing or swearing. There's not screenfuls of, go to hell.
Communal, exciting, civil. This is the internet today.
Women just being exhausted with being targeted online.
The internet is overrun with images of child sex abuse.
Thousands of Facebook ads bought by Russians.
Fake news.
Harassment, internet trolls.
At the heart of the modern internet is a 2-decades-old law that has made the web a haven for free speech and free expression, home to some of the world's most profitable and powerful companies, and a breeding ground for trolls, conspiracy theorists, and sexual predators. Now, a debate is raging.
See, that was the key right there. Conspiracy theorists. You understand? That's what they call us, all right? And because we've been pushing out this truth so much, all right, they're going to use things like that against us to knock off the internet, okay? Because we ain't conspiracy theorists, all right? We're giving you the straight truth. Thus saith the Lord, and these things will all come to pass, all right? They will all come to pass. It's all prophecy written, all right? But, see, what they don't understand is like it tells you in, I think it's Job in 5:13. Let me get that real quick. Job 5:13. Slakia. Job 5:13. Slakia. It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Right? So you have to understand that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he gave these Edomites, you know, the mind to create the internet, to create this technology, all right? But he created it to take them in his own craftiness, because all this is backfiring on them. They wish they never created the internet, because look what's happening now. All this truth is being put out right on the internet, okay? So, you know, with that being said, that's why now they want to take it off, all right? Because it's backfiring on them. And it's going to continue to expose them and backfire on them to the point when they have to the point that they take off the internet, and you'll never hear of this word again, all right? Like I said, and they want to take us off the streets. They want to take, you know, they want to take Bibles away, all right? The best thing for you to do is, if you have a computer, is download all this information. Download as much as you can. So when they do cut off the internet, you know, you can at least still have it stored in your computer. And, you know, if you can find a way to have access to, you know, power, then, you know, you'll be able to look at these videos, you know, from having them saved. But a lot of y'all not doing that. All right. So when that time comes, you're gonna be consumed out here. All right. But let me get back to this video.
Over whether this law, Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Decency Act, is still necessary, or whether it's time to rein in the internet's favorite law.
This law is truly revolutionary legislation that will bring the future to our doorstep.
In the web's early days, few used it and even fewer understood it.
How does what do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
I became Oregon's first news senator in more than 30 years in 1996.
Senator Ron Wyden wrote the law in Section 230.
It was a time when virtually nobody in the Senate, for example, even knew how to use a computer.
The internet is not something that you just dump something on. It's not a big truck. It's a series of tubes.
That might have sounded more like something you'd hear from, let's say, a crazy old man in an airport bar at 3 a.m.
That new senator from Oregon teamed up with a Republican congressman from California to try to jumpstart this new industry. They just needed to figure out how they could help. That's when they heard about this guy.
$22 million in 3 hours!
Danny Porish helped start Stratton Oakmont, the brokerage firm made famous in The Wolf of Wall Street. In 1995, an anonymous user posted multiple messages on Prodigy, an early internet service, accusing Stratton Oakmont of fraud. Since the user was anonymous, Porish and his firm sued Prodigy for $200 million for defamation. A judge ultimately sided with Porish and Stratton, claiming that because Prodigy moderated its users' posts, it was liable for the content of those posts.
As a result, you have this really perverse incentive where if you're a platform, you actually reduce your liability by not moderating or controlling any harmful user content.
On Capitol Hill, the two young lawmakers were paying attention.
And I said back then in those early days, it's just common sense that if you own a website or a blog and you're personally liable for everything posted on your site, nobody is ever going to give you a nickel.
Section 230 was born.
The authors of Section 230 had two goals.
This is Jeff Kosseff. He wrote the book on how Section 230 shaped the modern internet, literally.
The first goal was to allow this new internet industry to develop without regulation, without litigation, basically weighing down all of these companies. The other goal was to give the platforms the flexibility to develop the moderation practices and policies that they saw fit without suddenly being held liable for every word on their services.
The dual provisions were known as Section 230's sword and shield.
It's hard to imagine the internet existing in its current state without Section 230. When you look at the most successful platforms in the world, if there is the chance of these platforms being held liable for every word that their users post, their businesses simply could not function.
But critics say internet companies haven't done enough with the law's sword to earn its shield. Now, albeit for very different reasons, both sides of the political aisle have Section 230 in their crosshairs.
There's been detractors to Section 230 in recent months coming from both conservatives and liberals. Conservatives say that conservative speech has been censored online, but these tech companies, Twitter, Facebook, Google, say this is not the case. On the left, we're seeing criticism that tech companies aren't acting fast enough and taking enough responsibility for extremist content on their platforms. So the tech companies are getting it from both the left and right.
What does the future hold for this law? Section 230's shield has already started to show some cracks. In 2018, Congress passed a bill that held tech firms accountable for sex trafficking on their sites. Other legislative threats loom. Section 230 supporters say attempts to weaken the law, even in the pursuit of noble causes, are short-sighted.
You throw 230 out, and I think you do enormous damage to the cause of innovation.
I would be surprised if there was not at least one or two more significant amendments to Section 230 in the next few years. I just don't know what that would be. I think that the fact that people have so many different criticisms of Section 230 is probably what's saving it from being entirely repealed.
Section 230's saving grace may just be that while everyone seems to hate it, no one can agree why.
Let's go with that one. And I'm going to play this last one and then get into the scriptures.
WinBet has arrived, and we are giving you something only Win can. A chance.
It is a tiny law that's had a huge impact on the internet as we know it.
Twitter shadow banned 4 members of Congress.
The Trump campaign's Team Trump Twitter was temporarily blocked today.
Time may be running out for social media companies to censor content without repercussion.
Facebook and the tech industry are located in Silicon Valley, which is an extremely left-leaning place.
Section 230 is a tiny part of the Communications Decency Act that actually enables free speech on the internet today. The section says that no provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. It means that online outlets can host many kinds of content, and they would not be legal owners of the content. That sentence alone allowed the big tech organizations like Wikipedia, Twitter, Facebook, and many more to exist. Big tech. It is the buzzword for both political camps in the US, and big tech is the focus of 21st century free speech debates. There is a big skepticism toward these organizations, and it seems like Section 230 is the tool that enables this skepticism. So we see arguments to repeal Section 230 from both left and right. However, the truth lies in detail.
My name is Jennifer Huddleston, and I'm the Director of Tech and Innovation Policy at the American Action Forum, where my research focuses on the intersection of law and technology, including issues such as data privacy, online speech, and the way that regulation can impact the internet. Section 230 has been in the news a lot. It's one of those terms that we hear thrown around without a lot of explanation. What Section 230 is it's part of a law that enables online platforms to engage in content moderation, to decide what type of content to allow and to leave up and take down, by saying that platforms aren't liable for the content that their users post or for the decisions that they make around content moderation.
That's the reason why they knocking off all these brothers' pages, just because to them, this information that we posting out is not good information. Basically, it's not information that's useful. Okay.
With a few exceptions, things like violating federal criminal law, some exceptions around copyright, as well as some more recent exceptions around specific bad acts such as sex trafficking.
Section 230 is the government regulation that democratized communication and media for once and for all. It allows people from all walks of life to join the conversation on the net. Imagine those tweets that are going viral from a very small account. That is the power of new media. Imagine the Black Lives Matter protests. Would they be so rampant around the country if they could not be shared on social media with others? A similar thing applies to the Me Too movement. Women all around the world started sharing their experience as a woman, and that connected these people around the world.
When it comes to social movements online, a lot of them have really benefited from the fact that Section 230 stops this kind of concern that platforms may have about carrying content that might be a little more controversial or even unpopular.
There is another aspect of Section 230. It allows websites like Yelp and TripAdvisor to exist. Those websites are essentially a host for user-generated content, probably millions of them. And that allows us to choose the best restaurant for our anniversary dinner, for instance. Bad service gets a bad reputation. Without Section 230, every bad review would potentially be reciprocated with a lawsuit. If Section 230 is this essential, why are both the left and right trying to change it? Republicans argue that Section 230 should be repealed because social media companies are using their content moderation rights to shut down some of the voices online, especially the right-wing ones. It is true that some social media organizations are more left-leaning than others, but it has nothing to do with Section 230. Impartiality is not baked into the Communications Decency Act, and never has been.
First off, Section 230 never mentions neutrality, and in fact, it enables platforms to not be neutral and to serve specific audiences. If platforms are required to be neutral, we might see that these platforms that target specific audiences, whether it's a conservative audience or a liberal audience, might not be able to target that as much anymore because they have to allow everything.
It's a bit like the gay wedding cake incident. The service providers have the right to choose which services they host for whom. Same goes for content online. Liberals, on the other hand, are also guilty of using Section 230 improperly. They say the opposite of what Republicans say. Social media content is not moderated enough, so that they enable hate speech. Again, it has nothing to do with Section 230. There are separate laws that protect Americans from hate crimes, online and offline. Both left and right treat social media as a public place, but it is so much more than that. Courts have ruled out the notion that social media platforms are public square, so they are already treated differently. Any illegal activity on these platforms can be taken to court, regardless of Section 230. The CDA only protects the service provider to be held accountable for the actions of other parties. So, how about big tech? Doesn't Section 230 protect big tech still? Actually, no. Imagine we create a new website that allows our users to generate content about their worst dates anonymously. Imagine that people love our idea and the website generates $1 million in a day. That could be fun, until their date starts suing the website. Given how expensive the judicial system is in the US, we would be bankrupt in a month. Whereas Facebook can thrive off of this opportunity because they can deal with court cases much better and longer.
To make FanDuel Sportsbook's risk-free first bet even less risky, we got All-Pro Vince Wilfork to be Aaron's food safety inspector.
Section 230 keeps the barriers to entry low for new companies that want to carry user-generated content. It also enables these companies to set their own terms of content moderation. So whether it's big platforms or small platforms, or the rules for the comments section on a blog or a news site, we see a wide range of content moderation policies online. When it comes to enabling competition, this means that if you think that there's a problem with the current large players in technology and their content moderation policy, that you can start a new website with a different content moderation policy and still have Section 230 protection.
There is another, deeper reason why organizations such as Facebook, Twitter, Wikipedia, Reddit, Yelp, and so on exist. They are all created and based in the U.S. because the U.S. has a long-standing history of freedom of expression. It is an American tradition and a way of life to pursue free speech over anything. The First Amendment is the #1 signifier of that. We protect free speech with it.
When we look at Section 230 and a lot of the proposed changes to Section 230, many of them call to insert a government regulator into online speech. And this would be very different from the approach we've traditionally seen in the U.S., particularly with raising new First Amendment concerns. And instead of having private actors make decisions, allowing the government to make decisions around what speech is or isn't allowed online.
Yeah, that's it right there. So yeah, both of those videos, that's basically explaining to you why the internet is gonna end up being brought down. You understand? Because all the info that's being pushed out, all this truth, all right, it like I said before, is backfiring on these devils. You understand? Now they really want to pick and choose what they really want to come out of the internet, okay? And what not to come out. But, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, they can't stop us all right? There's so many of us in this truth now, and more always coming into this truth that everywhere they look, there's just another person. They take one person down, there's another person coming up. You understand? And it just keeps going. It keeps going and going and going. So to the point that once they, to the point where they have to bring down the internet, all right? Because it's just more truth is coming out more and more. And it's just going to keep coming out more and more, all right? But, through a biblical prophecy, it has to end at one point, all right? This word is not going to go out forever because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai got his business he got to do, all right? He got to come out here and destroy this place, all right? So that's why we tell you get this word in right now while you still can, all right? You have to seek the Lord while he still may be found, okay? Matter of fact, let me get that. That's Slakia. Exactly. Isaiah 55:6. And it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. All right. This is the time to do that. All right. Because once that door closes, that's it. You're not going to hear about the prophets anymore on these streets. You're not going to hear about the internet. All right. You're not going to have access to Bibles. Okay. That's why we're going to end up. What does it say? It says that basically the land will be, what was it? The land will be off of faith. We're going to be like that. Everybody that's left out here, is going to be living off of faith, basically. All right. They're going to be living off this word, basically. Okay. Those are the only people that going to have this truth. People that been in this word, been studying. All right. They have been taking in as much info as they can. All right. They're going to have that in their mind. We're going to have this truth in our minds, all right? We're not going to need a Bible. We're not going to need the internet, all right? Because we're going to have all this truth within our mind, all right? That's why it tells you that we shall walk by faith and not by sight, okay? We're going to be able to maintain ourselves, Lord willing, if we are of that hopeful elect. We're going to be able to maintain ourselves, by our minds having this word. All right? But that's what it is. 2nd Ezra 5:1. The land shall bear in the faith. You understand? And that's going to be because we've had this truth in us this whole time. We were doing our studying, We were taking in this information that was given to us, this truth. So it's going to be in our minds. We're not going to need any books and no internet or anything like that. We just going to have it in our mind, and we're going to have faith, complete faith, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is going to deliver us in those times. All right? So with that, let me get into Job. Let's go to Job 39. And it says, Job 39:9, will the unicorn be willing to serve thee or abide by the crib? All right. And for those that are new in this truth, the unicorn is the internet. All right. The unicorn signifies the internet. They're not talking about a little white horse with colorful hair and a damn horn on his head. All right? Everything in these scriptures is metaphorically, written in parables, symbolic for certain things, and you have to understand that. And, if you grab this word unicorn, you break it down, all right? Let me see. Go to the interlinear. Let me see. Nah, it's not gonna. The unicorn represents a horn. I think you got to go through the etymology of it. Slakia. See, this is what they'll show you. This damn little horse and shit. Let me see,
According to dictionary.com, borrowed into English by the early 1200s from French, unicorn comes from the Latin unicornus, having one horn.
See, it comes from the Latin word because it's broken down into two words. Una means one, all right, and corneus is the horn. So it tells you right here, having one horn, all right? And in the scriptures, horn represents power. You understand? So this one horn has power, okay? And if you think about it, the internet has power, all right? It has the power to bring out information, okay? It has power to be for information to go from one end of the earth to another, okay? So they're talking about a horn that's bringing power. One horn. All right. And when you look at these, the reason they say the internet is a unicorn, because if you look at these pictures I got right here. See, this is the Wi-Fi symbols, you know? That's basically a horn. All right. And the signals is going out of it, coming out of it. All right. Same thing here. That looks like a horn. Okay. And then the signals, you know, push out the info. All right. Look, that's a satellite. These are all pictures of satellites, and all of them have a horn. I got a better one even right here. Exactly. This is the one I want right here. Look at that. These satellites live. These satellites are out in outer space. Basically, they sit out in space, and that's how they bring out these. You know, they bring the that's how they push the signals. You know, from one end of the earth to another. All right, so that's why they call it the unicorn. If you look at it, it looks like a unicorn. It has one horn. Okay. The round part is the face, and then the horn is coming out of the face, basically. All right? So, going back to that, and it says, will the unicorn be willing to serve thee? All right? Now, when you go into that word serve, which is abad.
Strong's H5647. Avad.
It says to work, serve, to labor, work, serve another by labor. All right, that's what we're doing. We labor in this work. All right, and what are we doing? We're serving our people with this labor. Okay, we're pushing this doctrine out. All right, we're serving you with this doctrine. All right. It says, let's even bring it out more. See, you break this down right here, and it says to render habitual obedience to, minister, give aid, give help, to do duty toward, show devotion to, set table, serve at a table, offer. This is the one I want. Provide with. All right. So if you think about it, all right, and you break down this word, let's break down that scripture. It will be, will the internet be willing to provide with, okay, to serve you with, okay, to provide you with the information that we're giving you, all right, pushing this true doctrine out. So it says, or abide by the crib, all right. Now let's break down that word crib. Crib, a feeding trough, manger. All right. If you what's a manger? A manger is with what they feed horses and cows and sheep with. It's like a little let me bring it up.
Here's the definition of manger.
All right,
a long open box
it's
or
one of
trough
these,
for horses or cattle to eat from.
Which is that's what Yahushua was born in. All right. And he was born in that because symbolically that meant that we had to eat Yahushua. You have to eat this roll. You understand? You got to eat this truth. All right. So That's what a manger is, right? And it's a feeding trough, all right? And what do? We serve our sheep, because in the scriptures we're considered sheep, all right? It tells you see, it tells you, my sheep hear my voice. This is John 10 and 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Okay? Same thing when it tells you, when Yahushua was speaking to, let me see, yeah, when Yahushua was speaking to Simon, and he said, he asked him 3 times, all right? What did he say every time? He said, if thou love me, feed my sheep, okay? Feed my sheep, all right? So that's what we basically doing, all right? We're feeding the sheep through the internet. We are providing the sheep with this information, okay? Which that's what that when it tells you, well, thou abide by the crib. All right. So breaking that down, it says, will the unicorn, all right, will the internet be willing to serve thee, be willing to provide thee with, okay, or abide by the crib, all right? So it's telling you that, you know, that we're feeding you this truth, all right? Which you would say, like they always say, you being fed a food for thought. You understand? So that's how you break down that entire sentence, all right? That's how you know that they're speaking about the internet, all right? That's how you know that the unicorn represents the internet. See, when you break it down, it all makes sense. All right? And then it says, canst thou bind the unicorn with his bands in the furrow? All right? What does bind mean? All right? Bind means to and not, before I go into that, another thing I want to say with the serve, when it says willing to serve, you have to understand, what is another word for serve, okay? Like, the internet is made out of what? Servers, okay? So, you know, a file server, you're able to download things, you understand? You're able to receive pictures and videos and things like that, all right? YouTube has information stored, you know, for you to serve us with, okay? You go down to the brothers' pages and the channels and things like that. What do we have? We have our videos posted. Our videos are stored in there. And then you're able to go into our channels and look at different videos and learn different topics and learn about the scriptures, all right? So that goes down with that word serve also, all right? Now, like I was saying in 39 and 10, and it says, canst thou bind the unicorn, okay? Can y'all bind the internet with his band in the furrow, okay? And what does bind mean? Bind means to, let's bring bind up. Quashar.
Strong's H, 7194. Kasher.
Kasher. And it says, to bind, tie, bind together, okay? And it keeps on going. So everything is being binded together, all right? We're bringing all this info together, all right? And we're binding it up on our pages, all right? You're bringing it onto your page, all right? Now, what is, now it says, with his bands in the furrow. Let's go to that word furrow. Furrow means, see, to accumulate. All right? To accumulate. Stack on top of each other. That's what we're doing. We're accumulating this information and binding it together. We're bringing it all together, and then we go on our pages and we keep adding. We keep accumulating our pages with more info. All right? More info for you to find. Okay? Let's see what see if I can get it.
Here is some information for
let's see. It's not the word I'm looking for. Let's see what else they got here. Let me see just the regular meaning. Matter of fact, let me just keep reading. It says, canst thou bind the unicorn, all right, with his band in the furrow? Or will he harrow the valleys after thee? Okay? Now, let's look into that word harrow. Harrow, to break clods. Okay, let's go into this right here. And it says, to tend straight, to make, to the mark, to lead straight. Okay? To be straight. All right? And what are we doing? We basically, it means to like correct. Okay? Matter of fact, let me see if they have that.
Here's the definition of harrow. An implement consisting of a heavy frame set with teeth or tines which is dragged over plowed land to break up clods, remove weeds, and cover seed. No, that's not what I was looking for. But like it says in here, harrow means to make straight, all right? And it's basically like to correct, all right? And what is one of the things that we're correcting? That Yahushai, all right, was a dark-skinned man, all right? You got the elites that have hidden that from us. All right. What does it tell you in he covered the faces thereof? All right, Job 9. Yeah, I should have known that. Salakia. 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, and that's what we do. We harrow, okay? We make straight what's basically crooked, all right? We correct it, all right? And we're telling you the truth about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You understand? How he was a dark-skinned man, all right? Not how they teach you out here in society that he's a Caesar Borgia. You understand? Dude with long-ass hair. Looking like he about to go surf. You understand? So,
taking that word harrow means to lead straight. All right, to lead straight. What's what to correct what's crooked. All right, and you know that's basically what it means. That's my point. So then it goes into, let's go back to the scripture, and it says, "Wilt thou trust him because his strength is great, or will thou leave thy labor to him?" All right, and you know, are you gonna trust in this internet? All right, are you good? Because the strength of it is great, the power is great. All right, this internet, all right, is so powerful that throughout the four corners of the earth, where all the Israelites are scattered, we all getting this word in. All right, that's how powerful it is. And will thou believe him? Of course. All right, we're gonna believe that the true men of the Lord, the true elders and apostles of Great Millstone, yeah, that they have this truth. All right, and they're using the internet to bring us together, to bring the sheep together. So we have that trust in him. We believe in him. You understand? And it says, "Wilt thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed and gather it into thy barn?" All right. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're bringing together our people. All right, through this internet. All right, through us going on the highways and byways. All right, preaching his word. And what do we do when we're on the highways and byways? We record ourselves. Then we come back and then we what? We put the information, we download this information into the unicorn, all right? And then it's passed out through the world through the unicorn, all right? Now, go to Deuteronomy 33. Now that we know that the unicorn represents the internet, okay, the satellites, all right, you go to Deuteronomy 33 and 17. All right, and it says, "His glory is like the firstling of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth." You understand? "And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim. They are the thousands of Manasseh." Okay? So it's telling you right there that we're going to basically push together the ends of the earth. All right? We're going back to when it says binding, all right? We're gonna bind all this information. We're gonna gather together our elect, our people, our sheep, all right? And how's that gonna happen? Through this internet, through the unicorn, all right? We're bonding our people together, all right? We're bringing this truth in through the four corners of the earth, all right? And we're all on the same page, same mind. Sound doctrine, okay? Now you go to second. I gotta go to this one. Second Ezra's, I think it's 20, around there. Second Ezra's 6 and 20. And I'm going to read from 18. And it said, "Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament," all right? And what's the firmament, all right? That space, all right? And they shall see all together, all right? So the books is being opened through this internet, all right? Through the firmament, okay? This is how this is all, that all symbolizes the internet, all right? And this is how we're getting this word. And we're in them days when that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is visiting us. He been visiting us, all right? So now that's why this truth is being pushed out even harder through the internet, okay? Our people are waking up even more, okay? Why? Because it tells you that in these days, knowledge will be increased, okay? And it is being increased. Every day our knowledge is being increased, all right? And it's being increased through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai through his prophets, all right? Through this internet, okay? Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai speaks through his prophets, okay? Now, let's go to Psalms. Let me get out of here and go to the other one. Psalms. Oh, Slakia. Psalms 19. One through 4. And it says right here, and it says, the heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Okay? And what's in that firmament? These unicorns, these satellites, all right? And it's showing his handiwork. Okay? Day unto day uttereth speech. Okay? Every single day, this truth is being pushed out. It's being uploaded to the internet and feeding the sheep. And night unto night showeth knowledge. All right? Why? Because the internet is on 24/7. It don't matter what time it is. It could be daytime. It could be nighttime. It could be 6 in the morning. It could be 1 o'clock in the morning. You understand? It could be at 12 o'clock at night. You know, it don't matter. The internet runs all day long, constantly. All right? Don't matter what side of the world you on. Don't matter. It's on 24/7. So it tells you day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge, all right? That's what the internet does. Day after day, night after night, is just showing you pure knowledge, okay? And it says, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. It don't matter what language, Salakia, what language you're speaking, all right? You got brothers and all types of and all types of different languages speaking this truth, praising Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? Got brothers in the Philippines right now. You got brothers all the way in London, and you know throughout the four corners of the earth. It don't matter what language. You got people in Spanish speaking this truth. You know, calling upon Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That name is always being praised. You okay? And it says, their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. Okay, and their words to the end of the world. That's how you know it's talking about the internet. Because how you going to be able to get your words out to the end of the world, to the end of the world, going out throughout the whole earth, through the internet. All right? In them has he set a tabernacle for the sun. Okay? And that's what's happening. Okay? The internet is feeding the sheep, all right, and preparing us to be what do you call it? To be the brides, all right, to be to come into the marriage. That's what I'm looking for. To come into this marriage, all right, because that's what we're doing. We're preparing ourselves as one as a living sacrifice, but we're also, we're given into the marriage because we are looked at as a woman, all right, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So we're preparing ourselves to be in the marriage, okay? To be married onto him. All right? And let me go to, I think, Psalms 92. (92:10), and it says, "But my horn shall thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil." All right, and yeah, you're gonna be blessed with this truth. Okay, you're gonna be hit with this oil. All right, what is this oil? This truth. All right, these scriptures. So the horn is it says, "But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil." All right? You're going to be baptized with this truth. Okay? So, with all that being said, like goes back down to Amos and Amos 8 and 11. Okay? That is going to be a time. "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. And in that day shall the fair virgins, young men faint for thirst." All right? That time is closing. That door is closing. All right? You're not about to find this word anymore. All right? They trying so hard to knock off this internet, knock our people off. Okay? And it's going to come to pass. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the scriptures right here. All right? What does it tell you in the scriptures? That all these things are written and they are faithful and true. Okay? So all this is going to have to come to pass. All right? It tells you what? Let me get it right now real quick. I got it actually in front of me. It says, that's not the one I wanted. It says, "Be diligent." And he measured. This is 2nd Ezra 9:1, and it says, "And he measured then, and he answered me then, and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." All right? And he's visiting right now. You got to measure the times diligently. Okay? You have to see the prophecies coming into effect. All right? It tells you that in 15, 2nd Ezra 15:1. And it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, all right, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh." Why? Because he speaks through his prophets, all right? And we're speaking prophecy. We speaking what is written in these scriptures, okay? And all this will come to pass. Like it tells you in 8 and 11 of Amos that we're going to have a famine of the word. So, once again, That is the internet. I mean, the unicorn is the internet, all right? For those that's new in this truth, all right? And we will have a famine very, very soon. Basically any day now. We see the signs that are being pushed out. All right? That's what we are. We're watchmen. What do the watchmen do? We watch, okay? And then we come back and tell you, we relate the message to you. We give you the message. We tell you it's about to happen. Prepare yourself for the battle, basically. You know? And when that time comes, you know, faith is what's going to have us stable. Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. All right? That's why you need this word right now as much as you can get it. Because that's what's going to stabilize you in them times. That's going to be your stability. All right? Is this truth. Your faith. All right? So, I'm going to pretty much end it on that note. I made my point. All right? And Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that lesson was very edifying. And, you know, I'll end it on that note. So I'll end it with Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well in this truth and have been teaching me this truth. And shalom to the Akim and the Akwath that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, once again, that this lesson was edifying and it was feeding the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So with that being said, shalom.